Welcome into the Mav Radio UNO Hockey Pregame Show. Avery Wink alongside me, Nick Boyer of the Gateway newspaper on campus. Behind us, Compton Family Ice Arena on the campus of Notre Dame in South Bend, Indiana. Tonight, the Mavericks, number 2 in this regional, will face off against Rochester Institute of Technology, number 4 seed. They took a nice game last night against Minnesota State, defeating them 2-1. Minnesota State, the number 1 seed overall. Rochester, the 16th seed overall. A huge victory for them last night, Nick, and really they have all the momentum going into this game tonight, don't they?
Yeah, they definitely have a Cinderella story going for them. Huge shock to kind of the whole nation. I mean, that's the first time that a 16 seed has kind of knocked off the number 1 overall seed, so that's huge news. And kind of coming to some controversy with that goal call last night. For those of you who didn't see it, there was a little bit of incidental contact with the goalie for the game-winning goal for RIT. But anyways, they have a good Cinderella story going. They're going to ride that momentum. And we've seen how UNO has kind of played against some of those lower-ranked teams, and it always turns out to be an even contest. So I expect for tonight's game to be a very physical, very even match game.
And the Mavericks have some momentum of their own as well, getting that first NCAA victory last night over Harvard. A difficult game at some points in that third period. You know, you're up 2-0, they get that goal, and then you feel like Omaha's kind of on their heels, but they dug deep and they end up with a 4-1 victory. 3 freshmen scoring last night. Out of the 11 other teams, only 2 freshmen scored combined. So it just is a testament for Dean Blaze that he has such a young team that is performing so well. And tonight, an opportunity for these guys to go to the Frozen Four. It's really incredible.
Yeah, I mean, and for freshmen to score those first 2 goals, other than those empty netters, I mean, it's just huge, especially, for Grant Gallo, a defenseman, to score that first one. A defenseman playing in a forward slot to score that first one and have that kind of vision was huge. We talked in pregame about how important it was to get that first goal on an even strength, and they were able to get that done. And then for Avery Peterson on that second goal, just to get it to a 2-goal cushion is so big to ride that momentum out and kind of play that defensive style the rest of the game.
And also the fans tonight have going to play a big part. We saw RIT. We showed up about 10 minutes before the third period, last night, and the RIT fans were fantastic. They were loud. There's a lot of them here. We obviously brought 50 or so fans as well. So it's been said, as far as atmosphere is concerned, this is sort of the best matchup for that. Harvard didn't bring hardly any fans besides their band. And Minnesota State had some fans, but it was mostly adults, not a lot of students, not a lot of atmosphere there. So what do you think about the atmosphere tonight, and how big of a factor will that play into the game?
It's huge. I think both teams played off that momentum last night, and both teams are kind of rowdy fan base. They cheered a lot, and you were right, Harvard really didn't bring anyone in. It did feel like a mini home game for UNO. They were replicating the same cheers that they do at home. And you look at Harvard and you look at Minnesota State, both of those teams have been there, done that in terms of postseason success. Both of these schools are playing for huge historical moments in their programs, getting a Frozen Four berth. So that just means so much more to these fans. And the fans who travel this far for this kind of game, they know the history. They know, where these teams have been before. Otherwise, they wouldn't have made this trip. They really care about these hockey teams. They know about the stakes. So that's what makes this even more special, is I think everyone who's here tonight understands how big of a night it is.
I had the opportunity to talk to Brian O'Rourke, senior captain defenseman, last night. We'll get his thoughts as well as some of the other players from last night's press conference. Brian, you talked in the senior video about not wanting the fans to glaze over this senior team and not look ahead to this new arena. Now you're a part of the history. There's no way anybody can forget you guys anymore. What are your thoughts on that?
Obviously, that means a lot. When we came in this year, like you said, we knew it'd be pretty easy for everyone to sort of look past the season with a young group and with the new arena coming in next year. But we didn't want people to look past us, and I think that sort of attitude has carried out through the season. And obviously tonight was a huge win for not only our team but for our program.
And you come up against RIT tomorrow. They take down Minnesota State, a team that you guys have beat before and probably should have beat twice. You had the opportunity. Now you come up against them. They played hard. We've seen a ton of teams play hard throughout these playoffs. What's it going to be like coming up against them, and what are you going to have to do tomorrow to beat them?
It's going to be a little different style than we saw tonight. RIT plays a little bit more grinded out. They're a physical hockey team. Tomorrow we're going to have to do the little things well, get pucks in, get pucks out, create traffic in front of that, and capitalize on our opportunities.
And also, what'd you make of the fans tonight? 50 of them come on a bus, 9 hours, and there's no Harvard fans there. They were loud the whole game. What'd you make of them being there?
Unbelievable. It was great hearing the UNO chants during the game. Really helped us pull through tonight, and we're extremely thankful that they made the trip, and we're very happy that they're going to be supporting us tomorrow night as well.
Appreciate it, Brian.
Thank you.
It's a great feeling, but at the same time, it's not satisfying. It's not what we came here to do. We came here to win that first game to get us to an opportunity to compete in the Frozen Four in Boston. But we still have a full 60 minutes tomorrow night against a good hockey club that beat the #1 overall seed. So for us, it's pretty short enjoyment. It's nice reaching a milestone as an organization, but our work's far from over.
So it's good to hear from the Mavericks. They're happy with this victory, but not settling just for that. They want to get this Frozen Four berth. Looking at the game tonight, you look at RIT and how they played against Minnesota State yesterday. Their first line took 49 of those 78 faceoffs in that game. So they're really going to use this first line a lot. What do you think that's going to play into the Mavericks' advantage?
Well, it's one of the top lines in the country. They have the number 4, the number 6, and the number 12 point leaders in the whole country, that one line. You look at UNO, the highest guy that they have is Jake Enzel at 42 in the country. So huge offensive punch in that first line. And Tyler Vessel mentioned that when I talked to him post-game about how their forwards have to do a great job of sticking to those guys and doing the best they can to disrupt the opportunities that they're going to have.
And for the Mavericks, we're seeing some changes tonight. Last night it was a big deal that Grant Gallo was playing on the third line, playing right wing, normally a defenseman. It ended up paying off as he gets the first goal of the game. But tonight, some more changes going on. Yuso gets scratched, and Aaron Pierce comes in as a defender while Gallo's still going to stick on that third line. What did you make of that change and some of the other changes that have been made?
Interesting change. I don't think it's as significant as what happened last night in terms of putting Gallo up there, and I think it's a move to maybe get some more experience into the defense that's filled with so many freshmen. Having a guy like Pierce in there, and two, playing alongside Ian Brady, he's been such a smart player this year, and he's had a lot of offensive punch. And if you can couple that with Pierce, who's also a forward mindset guy, who knows, those two guys could actually produce some good scoring chances from the blue line for the Mavericks.
UNO set to square off with RIT tonight at 7:30 Eastern Time. You can catch Nick and I on the call starting at 7:15 at mavradio.fm or by downloading the TuneIn app and searching UNO Mav Radio. You can also follow along with The Gateway on Twitter or unothegateway.com.